Hey, I just want to make this video showing you how to set up emails with Lovable. So if you want to actually have a lead capture form, capture somebody's email, and then send it somewhere to manage email campaigns that you can send to the people who fill out these forms without having to spend any money, there's a really cool tool that enables you to do this. So first of all, you're going to go sign up for your Lovable account. I'm assuming that you've already done this for this tutorial. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sign up for this tool called Loops.so. It's backed by Y Combinator. Do your research if you think it's a good tool or not. I think it's great. There's a lot of companies that are using them right now. You can see some of the names here of businesses I believe they're using them, right? You can see like Perplexity, for instance, really famous company. And then what you do is you create this address, create this account for free, and you get up to a certain amount of emails that you can add to it. The cool thing is that it allows you to do email automation without having to spend any money. A lot of these other tools like Beehive or just name your tool actually require you to pay for email automation. You don't have to do that for this. So you just pick a domain to send from, ideally a subdomain. That's what's recommended for most of these services. Then what you could do is add these records to your account. I just created a test account here, so I'm not going to be using this one. But once you set this up and add it to your registrar, so that could be like GoDaddy, Namecheap, whatever. I'm just going to set it later. Then you can import contacts or set it up through an API. So if you're going to do this through an API, it's very simple with Lovable. Actually, all you need to do is feed it the documentation from Loops.so, and then it will actually go ahead and create the setup within Lovable. And then what you're going to want to do is test it by entering in your email address, hitting get started free or just whatever triggers the email address, and then put it as a app-wide notification through the API that sends to Loops.so. So here, I'm just going to say skip this, and we'll show you how to do it in a sec. I'm going to skip adding anybody to the team. And again, you can see what the pricing structure is like. It's first 1,000 contacts free, pre-built loops. So these are automations, better deliverability, transactional included, so it can power your email infrastructure. Now, important note, you can't do any outbound sales with this. And also some content is restricted. This is for, honestly, most businesses' marketing campaigns. If you're, let's say, getting somebody to import their email and you want to send them a follow-up, then you can do that with this to send them the lead magnet or to nurture somebody. But you can't message people who haven't opted in to your campaign. So don't use that for this. There's other tools you could use for that. But I'm mostly focused on people importing their contacts and opting in. Now, again, this is just a test, but what you can do is you can create a campaign and you can even see, like, here's the, you could say new feature announcement, contact added to list. There's a bunch of software type tools you can use, but you can also create these really simple email addresses and use this template for sending them out. You might have even started to see more emails formatted this way because some of your favorite software tools might be using this very email tool to manage it. One of the cool things that it allows you to do is to add a lot of people to your team. So you could add your Lovable developer if you're working with one to this, and then they can manage it from here. Again, that really cool feature of setting up these loops that you can have for automation to introduce themselves with a trigger or things of that nature. When you set up the post request from Lovable, it'll actually show the email address in here, and that is all you have to do. Now, when it comes to using the API key, what you're going to want is you're going to want to go, and again, this is a test account. I'm going to delete it anyways after this, so this API key will not be active once I post this video. But you generate the key, and then you use that key. And what Lovable allows you to do is whenever you say something that, or give it instructions that require an API key, then it will actually securely store the API key within Lovable. So you don't have to worry about it. Now, obviously, you need to be ultra safe with Lovable because sometimes their screening is not 100% perfect. So you should work with some kind of a developer to make sure that what you're doing is secure here. But when you get the API key, you put it in this chat interface, it'll store it for you within its secure credential management service, which it has baked into Lovable. Now, what you do next is you go to the documentation and you read through some of the documentation. You can skip to the section where it talks about contacts and adding contacts because this is very simple. All you have to do is go to the API reference for this. And when you go to the API reference, you can just go to creating, I think it's update contact. Here you go. This is the exact API call that you're going to want to use. So all you have to do is copy this from Loops, give it to Lovable, and say something like create an app-wide workflow that uses this that takes any email that's inputted and sends it to my loop.so account through the update contact API. So you do that, you paste it in there, you run it. You could even run it as a chat, and it'll at the end of it say, do you want me to implement this plan? You say yes. And then from there, you run any kind of security tests. You can do publish, run security tests to see if there's anything weird, like review security here. And then from there, you can test it. And it should then actually show up inside here underneath your audience as the email address. As long as you've confirmed on your side that it's secure and that there's no email addresses that are publicly exposed, and the email address shows up here, then you're pretty much good to go, and you shouldn't have to worry about doing anything else. So hopefully this has been useful for you, and that you can start implementing it right away to run an email campaign. Remember, not for opted-in, not for unopted-in users. It has to be just for opted-in users. If you're using this for people who are cold, you're not going to be allowed to use Loops, so don't even try it. It's not worth it. But this is a really cool way to avoid having to pay for any kind of email software, because Loops will give you the functionality you need for the beginning parts of the process. Hopefully it's helpful. I'll be putting out more videos like this, hopefully every single day. So feel free to follow for more Lovable tips and other types of software business tips as well. Thank you.